I'm curious to what it's like having a little girl, obviously, because I've got a son, but what is it like having a little girl? What's it like bringing them up?
Bro, it's hard to explain. Like, I don't see things the way I used to see it. Like, when people say like having a little girl makes you a better person, the way I look at their experience or what they go through is like mad different now. Like, I don't take it for granted as much. And
There's more respect, basically, as well.
yeah, like, not that I didn't respect them before, but I think as men we just take it for granted that like women kind of go through what they go through, and that's that. But even though she's going to be 8 months soon, just so much about like how they are that I wasn't aware of. And to be fair, it's only made me a better person, if I'm being honest. Like, I think she's made me a lot softer, a lot more sensitive, beneficial for her, but also for my wife as well. So
You're a softie though.
if I'm being honest, I don't think I am a softie. Like, I'm kind, but I'm not an overly emotional person, and I'm not an overly emotional person either. And I guess coupled with that, I'm quite logical, so I don't really kind of like let my emotions get the best of me in general. But I think she's definitely made me more affectionate. Cuddles, all of that stuff that I'm not really used to. I never grew up with like cuddles and all that kind of stuff, not even from my mum. But she's definitely made me a lot more affectionate.
I was lucky enough my mum used to tell me very rarely that she loved me, but I would know because it would be very rare. And when she says it, she means it.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, it just makes me like giddy almost when I was younger, of course. But in terms of cuddles and all the rest of it, like, I don't know, it just wasn't a thing.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I can't speak on like everyone within like our culture or like within our subculture, but definitely I think from my personal experience, I think a lack of affection from our parents, mainly my mum, weirdly enough, I think that definitely had a massive part to play in like how I am as a person. Because like I said, I'm not massively emotional or affectionate, and that's because I didn't really get that much from my mum. Like, my mum wouldn't just come up to me and say, "I love you, son." She won't hug me. Like, if my mum tried to hug me now, to me it would be weird. I'd think, oh, something's gone wrong. Like, she's going through a midlife crisis. You know, my mum was not affectionate towards us. Like, overly affectionate towards us.
Yeah.
But I knew that my mum loved me. Like, there's no question about it. I think for her, like, it's like acts of service. That's how she demonstrates her love. Like,
I love language almost.
Yeah. Like, she'll how she, I guess, shows it. Like, she would cook for us. She would do everything a mother should do, and she'd do it excellently. She'd put us before her every single time. But in terms of that affectionate side, didn't really get that from her. And I think that played a part in me not being massively affectionate towards like my partner when I first got with her. It was like out of my comfort zone. It was weird to me, even just like a simple hug. It wouldn't be in my nature to just go up to her and just like randomly give her a hug. I'd like to show it in other ways, just however you might show it, through buying stuff or through cooking or whatever. But I've had to learn basically to kind of adopt to my partner. And like I said, my daughter, she's massive. Even though she's only 8 months, she's mad affectionate. So I've had to learn the hard way. So yes, I think to answer your question, I think the way our parents are definitely can shape how you are in regards to like being affectionate and emotional and stuff. What about you?
She's affectionate, very rarely. And then with my brother, they're more like, because she's the last born, my brother's also last born, they have things in common, I would say. But in that sense, but in terms of, you basically sounded like you described my mum. And the only thing is, I was very, I don't know if it's because of my environment or even sometimes the movies that you watch, I felt like with partners in the past, I was quite affectionate and I wanted that same thing back kind of thing. So
even reverse for you kind of craved it basically.
Yeah, almost, yeah. Because you'd see it, maybe because I saw it in a movie or I see other relationships and I thought, oh, I would like that. In terms of affection, my son is also very huggy and always wants to hug me every so often. He's obviously older now, so he can't just come and grab my face because I'll be like, where's your hand been? You need to go and wash your hands first, thank you very much. But I like the fact that he's like that. He feels like he can come and hug me. He can, obviously, sometimes he shows emotion when he misses me and all the rest of it, but I think I prefer it that way. It's just, I don't want him to feel like he's missing any part of, you know what I mean? Just missing any part of me being there for him or me being a dad for him. It's okay to show affection and okay to be not touchy-feely, but like, you know what I mean? Oh, dad, I want to spud, dad, I want a handshake, dad, I want a hug. Instead of go and read your book, don't touch me, don't come within 1 meter of me. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't really want that for him, but he's been like that so far. And I'd like to keep giving him access to just coming to get affection, whether it's from his mum or myself, kind of thing.
Yeah, keep cultivating it.
Yeah, and I appreciate him like that. He was always a happy baby anyway. He's only angry when he's only hangry when he's hungry, of course. But he's a good boy, man.
That's good. Lie. No, it's really good actually. I think that you're even doing that because, like, even if I was to think about my dad, although my dad's the more affectionate one out of my parents, I think, again, the way we were raised, his priorities weren't kind of really like being there for us, like for like what I would call like intimate moments, like certain plays or stuff that I did at school, like, you know, reading at night with us, like coming to my football games, those kind of things that I guess, like, you know, I look back on them, I think they were really important to me. I don't think I got the same kind of like, I don't think I got the reception that I would have wanted as a child. But I think everything's in hindsight, because when I speak to my parents now, they kind of look back, and not with massive regret, but they look back and they like realize like, oh, like that's what you would have wanted, that's what you benefited from. And I think it definitely affected my mental health as a teenager, because I didn't really have an outlet to go to. Like, my mum's not massively emotional, and my dad wasn't always there in the way that I wanted him to be, because he might be preoccupied with work. So I think that kind of played a part in me kind of going into my shell a little bit, being not as emotional or affectionate with people growing up. So it's funny, innit, how parents have a massive impact on their kids, which is why it's good, I think, that you're kind of like trying to cultivate your little ones. My
pops wasn't there for most of my life. He left when I was 3, came back when I was 7. Just to obviously, I know my mum tried to take me off my mum. That's another story for another day. But he was never really affectionate with me. Never once hugged me, never once congratulated me. And this, I'm talking about, I remember this from when I was 3. I told my mum some of the memories that I remember from when I was 3, and they're so vivid. And she can record the same thing. So she knew I was there. I was very conscious. So again, be careful what you say around kids, because they'll remember. But it definitely plays a part in terms of how I am with my son. Like, I'm very much involved, like overly involved sometimes. And I think obviously sometimes it annoys him because he wants his space. He just wants to play with his Nintendo Switch. But bro, I'm gonna be here whether you like it or not. But it's definitely, I know it's had some negative effects on some of my friends that have not had their dads there. So they've gone the opposite way. But for me, also as a way of almost proving a point to myself and to other people that I've obviously gone through something similar, if not worse than me, and it can be done. You can still show affection. You can still be there for your child, so on and so forth. Just try your hardest. Obviously, it's not always successful, but my son will definitely appreciate it. Yeah, the fact that I'm very much involved. So yeah, man.
I think everything's contextual though, isn't it? Yeah. I think I look back and sometimes I'm not mad at my upbringing or the way that my parents did things, because I can appreciate like them trying to raise me in those times in the 90s is very different from me trying to raise my daughter now.
100%.
I'm in a position of privilege to some degree, in that like I was educated here, even if it was not great education, but you know, I can work here, I can have a professional job. You know, that just kind of like social mobility is kind of like a lot more likely for myself, whereas with my parents, they only really had to think about grinding as immigrants. So I think for them, their priority really was, you know, how can we basically set our children up for a better life? And I think a lot of the things that we would prioritize now, like, you know, being emotional, being affectionate, being with your child when they're going to sleep, reading with them, going to football matches, for them it's just like, listen, I've got to grind. You get it, this meal on your table is not going to get there by itself. I've got to go to work, I've got to do my second job. So, like, on reflection, it's a shame, because that's just, I think, part of our upbringing.
They say you're not a real dad until you have a daughter, I always say. I've got a son. I'll have my twins one day, my twin girls.
Oh, you want twins as well?
Yeah, 100%. I want twin girls. Everyone thinks I'm crazy.
No, I'm with you, bro. That's exactly what I want. I'm fascinated.
What would you like, twin girls or twin boys, or one boy and one girl?
Because I've got a girl now, I would definitely want
twin boys.
Twin boys, or Twin boys or a girl and a boy? I've always wanted a girl and a boy for twins, but where I've got a little girl already, I wouldn't mind having a boy and a girl.
That's not too bad. I think I want
Or
twin
two
girls.
boys. Oh really?
Yeah, because my son, the energy he has is not normal. Like, we're not talking about normal energy here. So if there was two of him,
Oh
I would have been done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no.
he's one of him. That's fine. I want twin girls because again, I've got too much love to give, man.
Yeah.
I need to. I think it's different bringing up boys than it is bringing up girls. With my son, I would say he's very much, the attention is not always there. He'll be focused for 5 seconds and then he needs to do something else, and it needs to keep him tired as well. But it needs to get him tired. I'm trying to say, sorry, but
No, I get what you're saying.
I've had times where I've taken him to the park for an hour. He's run rings around that me and the park, and then I'll come home and I'll be the one that sleeps.
You'd be surprised though. Girls can keep you on your toes as well, man.
I can imagine.
My little one, she's mad aggressive, crazy playful. Like I know that her mum's thinking like, what the hell? Like, who sent you? But it's exactly what I wanted in a child, and I didn't think I'd get it in my little girl, but yeah, she's mad active. So you'd be surprised. Two girls, they could be just as active and as playful and as aggressive and all those things that boys are. And if you get double of that, then good luck to you, man.
My bro. Just gonna finish this bit off, but yeah, man. It's been a pleasure anyway, man.
Yeah, man.
It's been a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Same. Thank you, man.
Bro.
Safe.
Take care.
Bless.